Okay, let's try this question. It says, using your own grid, sketch the graph of y equals 1 minus 2 sine x in between 0 degrees and 360 degrees. You've got to indicate the y-intercept and the turning points, but you don't have to worry about the x-intercepts. Maybe they must cross in funny places. You don't worry about that. Okay. Well, how are you going to sketch this graph? It's sine x. And the key with it, you have to know that every 90 degrees, something special happens. Now, a normal sine graph, you have to have the feeling that it's at 0, it's 0. At 90 degrees, it's 1. And then at 180, it's back to 0. 270 minus 1 and 360 is 0. You really have to know the basic sine graph. And then think, hey, this is going to change here. But you still should put in 0 degrees. If you put in 0, the sine of 0 is 0. So 0 and 1 is your first place. And then go to 90 degrees, put in 90 degrees, and see what happens. The sine of 90 degrees is 1. You can do this part in your calculator. But if the sine of 90 degrees is 1, this will be 1 minus 2, so it'll be 90 degrees and minus 1. And you just go and make a nice wave and do each point like that. Then go to 180. And look at this. So you're going to have a point right there at 0 and 1. At 90, it goes to minus 1. If you put in 180 degrees, you're going to get 0. And 1 minus 0, that's 180 degrees and 1. Now, if you put in 270, it's going to make it negative 1. And minus 2 times negative 1, that's plus 2. And 1 plus 2 makes 3. So it goes all the way up to 270 and 3. And back at 360, it's 0 again. And you just have 1. Well, there's your wave. It should make sense. It's got to look like a regular sine wave, except something special has happened. Because of the minus, it's upside down. It doesn't go up. It's gone down. And because of the 2, that's the amplitude. That's how tall the wave is. It dips down 2 and it goes up 2 from the middle of the wave. Well, so when they say, what's the amplitude of the wave? It's just that number in front. The coefficient of the sine thing, or sine or cosine, that's the amplitude. So the amplitude is 2 units. What's the period? That's the number of degrees it takes to go through a complete wave. And with sine, and in grade 10, it's just always 360 degrees. Now here's one. If you want to move a graph 1 unit down, this is what you do. You take away 1 from the function. If you subtract 1 from the function, the degrees of a complete wave, that's the period. If you subtract 1 from this, 1 minus 1 is 0, you'll get the new equation that's down 1. So this whole thing would shift down 1. All you do is subtract 1. Subtract 1 to move down 1. And there's all the wave stuff all done.